Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong and try to isolate an aspect of the race we might look back on later as having been a path to finding the winner. Well, something a little bit different this week. We're going to use the same winning factor for both races, and the reason for that is it's the last start winner. Now, I think it's fairly intuitive with punters that when they pick up a race card, the first thing they look for is the horses who are winning. And not only is that intuitive, that's what we're drawn to, but the figures show that it's also pretty sensible. Although last start winners in Hong Kong racing win about 1 in 6 times, the figures also show that they are ahead of the market expectations. So it's quite a good place to start when you're looking for a winner. So we'll take a little bit more of a look at that in a minute, but let's get back to what we're doing for Saturday's racing this week. And the first we're going to look at is race 3 and our winning factor, the last start winner. So in this class 4 we do have a couple of last start winners in the Golden Empire from the Francis Law Yard and Miracle Victory, trained by David Hayes. I also think there'll be arguments made for horses like Trust Me. He hasn't been having a lot of luck since the drop in class, and even the lightweight Star of Wu Yi, who has been running on at the finish over 1,000 metres lately. So I thought the first thing that we'd do was make a comparison of the two last start winners via their trainers' statistics. So take a look at this table, and this is the performance of all the current trainers with last start winners going all the way back to September 2011. Now obviously David Hayes hasn't been here for all that time, but when we marry up his performance on this table with his lifetime Hong Kong performance, when we include his first 10-year stint, both in the winning percentage and the benchmark, he's a little bit ahead more recently. His overall percentage is 18% strike rate and just slightly ahead of the benchmark. Loy, meanwhile, has been doing very good work at this for a long time with that 20% strike rate and almost 11 wins ahead of market expectations over that period. And the last start winner that he brings here is Golden Empire. So let's take a look at his victory at his second start. This is race 338, and from a wide gate he's in pale yellow and white colours, Golden Empire. He doesn't have much of an option there but to go back early, despite the very slow initial speed, and up a couple of lengths in front of him is Trust Me, one of his rivals here, a couple of lengths ahead in yellow with a white cap, and he gets checked mid-race in the slow tempo, and the pace picks up from the halfway mark, and then we see Trust Me gets balked for room early at the top of the straight, while Zach Purton on Golden Empire just goes to the outside and winds up Golden Empire in clear room, and he then rounds them up quite impressively and does a good job to go on and score. Trust Me, just a couple of lengths in arrears on the line. And as I mentioned in the opening, the winners are often value for more than their winning margin, and I thought that was pretty much the case there with Golden Empire. Now when we look at the map for this weekend's race, it looks to be set up fairly similarly. This time I think we'll see E-Brother perhaps looking to take up the lead, probably on his own, with Miracle Victory in close attendance, and I think we might see Trust Me from a good draw once again, going forward, looking for a position closer to the lead this time, and again having a head start over Golden Empire. But perhaps this time Trust Me will be able to miss the trouble early in the stretch. Purton's mount once again will have to get past him. But for me the tip in race 3 is Golden Empire, his winning factor, the last start winner. He does have a few obstacles to him, and I think Trust Me will give him a closer race this time, but it's hard to ignore that impressive record of Francis Loy with last start winners, and I think that gives him the edge. The other race I want to take a look at is race 9. Once again, our winning factor, the last start winner. Now this is a handy class 3 where once again I think Zach Purton will have fans for his mount, Circuit Stella. Gold Marquis has been catching the eye at Happy Valley. Seattle Choice is one getting back to full fitness, and down at the foot of the weights we see Frankie Law's promising last start winner, Beauty Live. And so the second table I'm going to show you here is also about the performance with last start winners, but this is a more recent snapshot. This is only going back to September 2019, just a couple of seasons. And once again, Francis Loy up towards the top. But you can see that Frankie Law has really been exceptional in that time. A 1 in 3 strike rate, just like Loy with his last start winners, but even further ahead of market expectations. And his runner, Beauty Live, I think is going to be the main focus here. He was impressive in his first race start, running on from the back over 1,200 metres. Then last time, he got a brilliant ride from Joe Moreira when he moved up to 1,400 metres, and it was a deciding factor in an impressive win. So let's take a look at that victory. And this is race 359. He's in black and pink colours from a wider draw. Here, Beauty Live, and Moreira really has his wits about him here. The pace is very soft out of the gates, and you can see the jockeys looking around. Nobody really wants to lead, so Moreira grabs the nettle, drives Beauty Live forward to take up the leading role that nobody else wanted, and that was the key moment in the victory. But I want you to notice here, Moreira continues to have to niggle Beauty Live along just to get him travelling, even in the slow tempo. So I think there's a suggestion there that speed racing, on-speed racing, may not actually be his thing, certainly at 1,400 metres. But nevertheless, the horse is very willing, and when Moreira asks Beauty Live to ramp it up in the straight, he puts down a brilliant final 400 metres, about 6 lengths faster than average, and gives nothing else behind him a chance to run him down. Now, Matthew Poon takes over from the suspended Moreira on Saturday, and once again, Beauty Live has a wide draw, but I think this might be a different kind of a race for him. There are a few in this who will want the lead, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if we see Beauty Live in more of a chasing role. When we take a look at the map, Super Winner, well, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Super Winner usually ensures a good tempo. He likes to lead, he races well like that, and he's a hard-going horse who doesn't really like to slow them down. But Beauty Live, he's shown himself to be quite versatile, running on from the back at his debut. So I don't think it's an unfamiliar or unsuitable role for him. But you also note on this map the disadvantage that Beauty Live has from the wide gate is also there for the horses that would normally look his main dangers, Gold Marquis and Circuit Stella. Meanwhile, Seattle Choice is the one of the chances in the race who gets a nice trip, and that does give him an upset possibility. And just to check in on what he's been doing, well, he had quite a long time off with injury. He's now had 4 starts back from that, and this was his latest offering in Class 2, a very strong Class 2 as it happened. This is race 307. He's in crimson colours with yellow sleeves, and to be honest, he does nothing exceptional in the race. It's a good speed. He camps just behind the leaders in running, a touch keen at times during the run, but he emerges in the straight to make a bid, and just passing the 250 metres, he even briefly looks like he might be a contender. But this is a very strong field, packing Victory the winner here, and the bid is short-lived, and ultimately he weakens out of it to run 8th, though not beaten that far by the place getters. I think fitter and down in grade here, Seattle Choice does loom as a possibility here with his map advantages. However, the tip for me in race 9 is Beauty Live. His winning factor, the last start winner. As we've seen on the statistics, last start winners, they are very effective. They are genuinely better than market expectations normally, and Frankie Law has been shooting the lights out with these horses for the last couple of years. Well, that's it from the winning factor for this week. Enjoy Saturday's racing. We'll see you next time.